Hey Fish Fam, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master. I'm here with my brother, and we are back with Glasspool Mimic Merfolk in Modern. You love to see how there's Mono Blue fans out there. You want to see how Mono Blue is played at a competitive level? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So we're up against a Luris of the Dream Den deck. This hand is fine. I hope they don't have Thoughtseize. But, I mean, if I got turn 1 Vile, turn 2 Spreading Seas, and then hold up Force Negation while we play creatures, and certainly we're going to get a few creatures out with Silver Gill Adapt and a few draw steps, so I'm going to keep this. Hopefully this is good for us. If it's like some sort of Death Shadow deck, this might not be that great. Our opponent says, Merfolk Master. This is the Merfolk Master? Yes.
Tell him I said hello.
My brother.
That's what I am.
My brother
says hello.
Says hello. Wooded Foothills into Blood Crypt. I mean, so that's pretty good to hit with Spreading Seas. All right, so we are going to have hopefully a good start. Spreading Seas is pretty crippling against these Rakdos versions. Like, it helps. I mean, they'll still play some stuff, but that's not a good draw. Not gonna lie, I wish I drew, because we still need creatures.
Here it comes.
Okay, that's the start of something. Oh, Master, teach us with your infinite wisdom. Rebooter's okay, massive blast from the past.
To be twice as smart as my brother.
Well, that fucking blows. Oh, well, I guess they didn't just draw that. If I were them, I would play the Swift Spear turn 1 too. So honestly, well, I have two options. Well, if I let it resolve, I think I actually should let it resolve. I mean, if I force negate this pitch the Lord of Atlantis, I have 2 cards in hand, but one of them's random. If I let the Thoughtseize resolve, then I can at least I'll have the mana up to force negate I'll force negate a Mutagenic Growth if I can. But the thing is, Thoughtseize also deals 2 damage to themselves, so there might be some advantage to that as well. They might take Force Negation away, but probably they're going to go for the Silver Gill Adept.
He's going to take it Lord.
Now this is a matchup. I've been looking at the results. They don't have that much artifact removal. They're pretty low on it in the grand scheme of things. So we might be better. We're like Chalice of the Void. What I'm trying to imply is that Chalice of the Void is probably good in this matchup. That is an awkward draw that I just drew. Glasspool Mimic. Because I'm sort of advantaged to play Lord, play Glasspool Mimic this very turn. But then they'll just kill it. And we're just going to have to play a little patiently. Reminds me of my S&M party from yesterday. What does S&M mean? You keep drawing lands. You scum! Would you just stop it? Don't do it.
Hey, you only got 1 prowess on the board.
That, all things considered, that's true.
And he knows what's coming. He knows it.
So you have at least something. Alright. No blocks. I'm going to wait patiently to force it. I'm not going to tick this up. Lord. Also hope I'm not going to draw like a random land. What's better? I guess it's better I don't let my opponent attack. Sorry, not attack, block. Because they could Mutagenic Growth. They could block Mutagenic Growth, and I don't really actually want to use Force Negation there. I would rather they fetch, Fatal Push, I Force a Negate. And we have Glasspool Mimic, so actually we will be... it will be lethal next turn if they don't interact with our creatures on the battlefield. What the hell is this for 2 mana? Ooh, Dismember. Paying more life. Okay, they know that I have this, so whatever.
Here comes the Death Shadow.
I guess they just have to get it out. Alright, so we have lethal next turn. So they need 2 removal spells here. They might have it. And we're at a relatively healthy life total. We're at a relatively healthy life total. I think Spreading Seas is doing something. Well, this is definitely the Shadow version. If you're black-red, you're definitely... Rakdos Shadow is big game right now. Okay, so good cards here. This. This is, especially since it's a Lurrus build, it's really low to the ground. In the future, this might not be as effective as they add more artifact hate, like a Braid and Kolaghan's command, but at the moment they're running like 2 pieces of artifact hate, and sure, they can still Thoughtseize it out of our hands, but this I think is actually really effective right now. What do I side out? Because this is where I would side out like Benthic Biomancer. I don't know, I can side out the land? I don't really want to side in anything else. Oh, I could take out the Force Negation. Although Force Negation... Oh, whatever, I'm going to take out the Force Negation. Actually, Aether Gust is not bad either. But again, I want the Chalice of the Void. Oh, Smuggler's Copter is actually pretty poopy in this matchup. We don't need Smuggler's Copter. Let's bring in some Aether Gust. Let's have one Force Negation. Bad on blocks. Just bad on blocks. Also might get hit by Kolaghan's command. Or maybe that's a plus. Like, if they abrade this, they're not going to abrade the Chalice of the Void. Or if they abrade the Chalice of the Void, they can't hit the Smuggler's Copter, but it's just bad for blocking. At the very least, I think I should have Aether Gust in the deck. I'm going to submit it like this. I don't want Relic, only because I'm going to try to lean on Chalice of the Void, and those two conflict with each other. If I didn't bring in Chalice of the Void, I would bring in Relic. Great question, Balada. Great question. We will keep. They have a Lurrus. They mulliganed, which is very useful in this matchup. There's actually an argument to not really playing Dismember because A, this deals a lot of damage to ourselves, and B, they can bring the stuff. Ooh, look at that! We got the Darkslick Shores. It's gonna be useless in this game. Or is it? The deal is that they could play like it only takes immunogenic growth and another spell. Okay, so in response to this, I think I'm gonna just I should dismember this anyway. So I hope they don't have second spell mutagenic growth. And if they do, maybe it's not too bad. Anyway, take a peek, Sipu.
Take a Lord.
It's hard to tell. They might take anything.
Hmm.
They took the Trickster. I foresee a Death Shadow in the future. Now, this is gonna be awkward. I mean, I'm happier I have it than I don't, but we might be in some situation where it's very difficult to play this because in response they could just kill our Lord of Atlantis. Or something to that effect. Lurrus time? It's Lurrus time. At least this thing's gonna have summoning sickness. That's awkward. Let's hope we peel another 2-drop so I can play this plus Lord of Atlantis. Everything I'm doing is not very mana efficient. Ha! Gotta take damage.
I wish I could play Merfolk with my Mana Trader's tier.
You probably can. You probably can. I probably want to hit this. Oh, and I get in with Island Walk too. Yeah. This deals damage to them, but I'd rather they just don't have the card. And again, this is going to be a kill next turn. Oh no, it's actually not. They can attack with Lurrus and
life gain.
Gain a little, yeah, life gain. Lame life gain.
So land walk is BS, but life gain is death.
Life gain has had trouble. Actually, life gain is just the bane of every burn player's life. So was the question. I wish I could play Merfolk with my Mana Trader's tier. What tier do you have? You should be able to play Merfolk at any tier. You should check out my budget builds. And I've gone 5-0 with the budget builds. Make no mistake. I mean, you can play 1v1s and leagues with the budget builds. Son of a bitch.
Sucker, it's gone. Right.
I'm gonna let it live, because I really want to keep my creatures on the battlefield. Okay, you gain some life. That's bizarre. Oh, wait, you're not going to attack with it. But, what? Okay, so you have no removal in hand? You're going to draw 2 cards. That was a fucking lame draw. Attack and hope I don't die. I most certainly can die here, but whatever.
Just hope those rolls
I can
hit.
block. I mean, this thing, if it dies, well, I have to hope that my opponent has no removal. If it's time for wishes. Too bad I didn't. Too bad I just didn't draw a Merfolk, because I could just comfortably chump block some crap here, and then easily win.
3, 2, 1.
No, they have 4 cards in hand. They probably have something to do for an attack. They might even be close to winning. Hey, Core Choice Gaming. We're going for the 5-0. How are your recent Modern challenges? Terrible. I went like 4-3. Sorry, I went 4-5 in the last Modern challenge, but I didn't play well. My opponents were really tough, and they had really good decks. So I'm willing to play more. You son of a bitch. This dismembering shit. Okay, are we dead or what? I guess they don't know I have Ether Violent Hand. 1 damage. Oh, you don't got it? You don't got it? Do I live or what? I live! I'm alive! What a time to be alive. Don't bolt me.
1 damage.
Oh, they didn't draw it. They needed to draw Lava Dart or Lightning Bolt. Alright, when we won the match.
Do something.
Just gave him a smiley face. Yeah, oh, I keep forgetting to like announce the sponsors, Matabase.com and Managers. That's okay, we're gonna get them in the at the end. So that was a nice, sweet, clean, quick victory. I find that I'm doing quite well against the Rakdos builds, especially if they're more up on the Thoughtseize and Inquisitions and less on like permanent interaction. I'm doing quite well. Not to mention that, but yeah, Chalice on 1 would just shaft this deck pretty hard. That like none of this would get played again, and this wouldn't get played, and this wouldn't get played. It would have been a great spot for Chalice of the Void. But like they can play around it, like they can add in more Braids and Kolaghan's commands if they want to. Right now they're just not doing it. At least the latest list, I don't see it. Maybe because they assume the Eldrazi Tron matchup is not common right now, which is sort of true. Eldrazi Tron it's still a good deck, but you just don't see it as much as other decks. But that's our game for today. Everyone watching streaming, we're going to keep playing. But for everyone on YouTube, that is the match. So we're going to thank all my patrons and Twitch subscribers for supporting the channel. People like Her Choice Gaming, cheering with 5 bits. We're also going to thank our sponsors, the Manabase.com and Mana Traders. This has been Nikachu with his brother, playing Mirror Pool Mimic Merfolk. Sorry, Glass Pool Mimic Merfolk in Modern.